Ashley, and I'm going to guide you through around 20 minutes of beginner's yoga for low back pain and low back stretching. This can be incredibly important, especially in our day and age when we spend so much time sitting, so protecting our spine can be more important than ever. One thing you're going to want to make sure that you have, if possible, is 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can use books or water bottles or something that brings the ground up closer to you to make some of these postures more accessible, especially if you're tight in the hips and the hamstrings. Let's get started in child's pose. Take your big toes together and your knees wide, and then gently bring your body down towards the mat and extend your arms forward and rest your forehead on the ground. If you can't quite reach your forehead to the floor, you can place one of your blocks underneath the center of your forehead to bring the ground closer to you. Press your hips back onto your heels. Keep extending your arms forward. The further you reach your hips back and lengthen your spine forward, the more stretch you'll feel in your low back. Big breath in. Big breath out. And just visualize it. Imagine breathing space into your low back. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, shift forward to tabletop position. Come to all fours, hands and knees. Now move your block out of the way as you're not going to need it at the moment, and place your palms directly underneath your shoulders. Hips should be stacked over your knees, press through your hands. Inhale, cow pose, arch your back, lift your gaze, open up your chest. Exhale, cat pose, round and curl, tuck your chin in and pull your tailbone underneath you. Inhale, cow pose, arch open, lift your heart. Exhale, cat pose, round and curl. Tuck your tailbone under to create more lengthening through your low back. Inhale, cow pose, one more. Exhale, cat pose, round and curl. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your knees up and send your hips to the sky. And if you have tight hamstrings, you can shorten your dog a little bit and walk your feet closer to your hands. You can also widen your stance some. That will give you a little more traction on the backs of your legs. Lift your heels slightly, bend your knees, and prop your tailbone up and back, and press energy through your palms. Feel your head and neck relax between your shoulders, and feel that stretch across the front of your chest. Take a breath in, and a breath out. Inhale, shift forward to plank pose. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and shift your upper chest forward so your joints are stacked and the crown of your head to your heels are in one long line of energy, almost like you've got a big surfboard behind you. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lower down to your belly all the way. Release the tops of your feet here. Inhale, baby cobra, lift your chest off the ground. So part of relieving pain is also strengthening. So here we're gonna strengthen the spine by coming up to your fingertips. So lift the center of your palms up and hug your elbows in really tight. Big breath in. Exhale, lower down. Good, now this time, extend your arms behind you. Fully reach through your fingertips and inhale, lift your chest up and then extend your arms to the back of your space. Keep breathing here. Keep your eyes on the floor so the back of your neck is long. And then exhale, lift your legs up, thighs and knees off the ground. Point your toes, squeeze your glutes, and fire up the space between your shoulder blades. Big inhale. Exhale, lower down. Now place your palms underneath your shoulders once again. Zip up your inner thighs together behind you. Squeeze your glutes. Inhale to up dog. Straighten your arms, arch your back, and lift your chest all the way forward and up. Exhale, lower down. We're gonna try that a few times. Inhale to lift up. Press through your palms and through your feet. Exhale, lower down. Last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Good, now tuck your toes. Press yourself back to downward facing dog. Lift your tailbone towards the sky. then once you get there, come high on your tippy toes and walk your feet to the top of your mat. Come into a forward fold. Widen your stance. Grab opposite elbows and let your torso hang heavy. Bend your knees a lot and then sway your torso side to side. From here, breathe in. Breathe out. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. And then release your hands down to the floor. Bring your feet so that they're hip width, maybe even a little closer. And then bend your knees a lot, round your upper back, and slowly roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. And then once you get to the top, round your back, come back down, one vertebrae at a time. Slide your hands down the fronts of your legs. Again, the knees are soft here. Inhale, slowly roll up, press evenly into your feet. Take your time, no rush. Exhale, slowly come down. Last one, inhale, slowly rise up. And then once you get to the top, take your shoulders up, back, and down, up, back, and down. Inhale, mountain pose, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer at your heart center. Let's go again. Inhale, mountain pose, stretch up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Last time, just like that. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, hands to prayer. Good, now close your eyes. Take a moment to feel your feet on the ground. Slightly tuck your tailbone under so your low back has space. Engage through your core, broaden your chest. Just take a moment to pause. Feel one palm pressing into the other and remind yourself to slow down. Good, inhale, stretch up, big breath. Blink your eyes open if you haven't already. Exhale, baby back bend, cactus your arms open, lift the center of your chest up and squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Inhale, stretch up, lengthen out. Exhale, fold all the way forward, soften your knees as you lower. Fold yourself in half. Good, now inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine forward, find a flat back, open up your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your feet to the back of your mat. Inhale, reach your right leg up, three-legged dog. Keep your palms planted firmly into the mat. Lengthen through your right heel. Big breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your hands. Good, now grab for your blocks and place them either on the middle setting or the tallest setting, and then shorten your stance. So step your back foot up a little bit and pull your hips back in space. You want both legs as straight as they can be, and then gently fold your chest over the right thigh. Doesn't matter how far you go, you're just looking to really stretch the right hamstring because our hamstrings and our glutes are very directly connected to the way our low back is feeling. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, breathe in, breathe out. Great, now bend your front knee, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Take your back knee to the floor, and then bring both hands to your right thigh. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and stack your shoulders directly over your hips. And then shift your body forward and back gently, just forward and back. And try not to compress your low back as you do this. Move yourself forward and back with your tailbone tucked so your low back has space. So you're working on stretching the front of the left hip. Good, now breathe in. Exhale, take your hands to the blocks, move them out of the way. Step yourself back to downward facing dog. Palms press, hips lift a little higher. And then just steady yourself here. Inhale, stretch your left leg up, three-legged dog. And again, flex your foot into the back of your space. All 5 of the left toes face the floor. If you need some support, just soften your right knee a little bit. Big breath in. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot forward. And again, find your blocks. Place them on the highest or middle setting and straddle your front foot with those blocks. Good, now gently straighten your front leg, shorten your stance, pyramid pose. Straighten your front leg and know that you can shorten your stance even more if you need it, or you can find that back foot further back. The shorter your stance, the more accessible it's gonna be. Exhale, fold over the left leg as far as feels good for you. Big stretch here. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, now bend your left knee. Step your right foot to the back of your mat and set up that crescent moon pose. Take your back knee to the floor. You can move your blocks out of the way and lift yourself up and take both hands to your left thigh. Send your hips forward and back gently, again with your tailbone tucked under, so you're sparing any compression from your low back. Couple more movements and a couple breaths. Good, now exhale, gently bring your hands down. Step yourself back once again to downward facing dog. Now that you know where you're going, let's pick it up. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step between your hands, low lunge. Now take a block on the inside of your right foot and place it on the highest setting. Spin your back heel down and bring yourself all the way up to standing. Straighten your front leg. Now your right toes should be facing forward and the back toes are slightly turned in. Now inhale, reach your right arm forward. Exhale, bring your right hand to the block and reach your left arm to the sky. Triangle pose. The block is really important here because it helps you keep length through your spine instead of compressing your spine to reach down for the floor, right? So you've got that steady breath, that steady lift. Now pull your hips back in space so that you feel that added stretch through the left side of your lower back. A lot of the muscles right in here need a little bit more space than we usually give them, especially the QL. 3 breaths. Good, now place both hands down. Step yourself back to downward facing dog, both feet to the back of your mat. Inhale, stretch your left leg high. Let's find the other side. Exhale, low lunge, step it forward. Again, take that block to the inside of your left foot. Spin your back heel down and find the highest setting with your block. Inhale, rise up. Turn your left toes all the way forward and your back toes slightly in. Inhale, reach your left arm forward. Exhale, triangle pose. Left arm down, right arm high. And a soft bend in your left knee is totally fine if you're having any issues with the tightness in your left inner thigh. Over time, as you practice more and more, you'll find more space available. It just takes work just like anything else. Lighten the pressure slightly in your left arm so that your right arm can really reach up and your core can support the strength of holding you up. 3 breaths once again. Exhale, take your right hand down, move your blocks out of the way, and step yourself back once again to downward facing dog. Then gently set your knees down, have a seat on your mat, and then gently pivot your body to face the front of the room. Bring your right leg out to the right, bend your left knee so your left foot comes to the inside of your right leg. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. And turn your chest to the right side of your space. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Soften your right knee some and reach your chest and your heart forward and out over your right thigh. And then push your left hip down into the mat so you're lengthening once again that same space, that low back. It's definitely something you want to look for. Breathing here, breathing here. And inhale, slowly rise up. And switch your legs, extend your left leg out, pull your right foot to the inside of your left leg. And once you get that foot nestled in, inhale, reach your arms up, turn your chest left, exhale, fold forward. Couple big breaths here, once again. Push your hips firmly into the mat and lengthen your spine forward and down. Okay, now inhale, rise back up. And then bring your legs out in front of you, lower down to your back. And then once you get all the way down, tee out your arms. Bend your knees 90 degrees, lift your feet, and drop both knees over to the right side of the room. Bring your gaze over the left shoulder, and then close your eyes. Bring yourself into just the allowing of the twist, and especially your breath. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. If you need the help of your hands, you can always use it. Exhale, take your knees over to the left and bring your chin over the right shoulder. Soften and breathe. Good, now come back to center slowly. And then hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then take a huge breath in all the way to the top. Sip in a little more air, squeeze everything tight. Exhale, final Shavasana. Spread your body out. Take up space, close your eyes. And if you're feeling any low back tension in this moment, you can take Shavasana with your knees bent and your feet flat and slightly tuck your tailbone so you've got some more support. Relax your shoulders, maybe even shimmy your shoulder blades closer together, make a shelf for your heart. And then allow yourself just to gently let go here. Spend the next few minutes listening to your breath and not needing to be anywhere else but right here. And gently start to move your fingers and your toes. Take a breath in and a breath out. Now reach your left arm overhead, roll over to the left side of your body. Find fetal position. Bend your knees a lot. Eyes stay closed, and just feel yourself in a space of recovery. Then very gently press yourself up into a seated posture at the top of your space. And find a cross-legged seat. Bring your hands together to prayer at your heart center. Roll your shoulders back and pause for a moment of noticing the difference in how your body feels. And find gratitude for taking time for yourself today. And gently bow forward to seal in your practice. Namaste.